Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to our third webinar of our webinar series on Governance.Business Start&Go, our new offering, okay, on top of our product Governance.Business, which basically offers an organization full process support for an end-to-end management of the organization. So we've already run basically two other webinars. The first on the strategy part, strategy and sales management. Second one on the portfolio management part, project management, ideas, initiatives, and so on. Okay, and today we are going to focus on the service management part of those processes. So talking a little bit about Governance.Business Start&Go. So this is a full cloud solution that you can subscribe online in our website, Governance.Business. Okay, and it offers a full end-to-end management for your organization. So offers processes around strategic planning and management, sales management, project and service portfolio management, and service management, okay, inside all of the solution. So essentially, you can use all the processes and functionality of Governance.Business to make sure that you have the right collaboration, have the right control and monitoring, and the execution of each of your processes. Okay, so additionally, you can find more information on Governance.Business on our website. So you can go to http://governance.business, and there you'll find information on our product, on the different flavors that we offer on the product. So the Start&Go solution, the SaaS solution, and also the on-premises solution. And also you'll find different comparisons on what is included in one and the other. Okay. Additionally, you can also find in that website all the explanation on the different processes, the different solutions that we offer on top of this one. Okay, and you can also try online the product with different holes, so you can try the functionality, okay, of our solution based on the different personas. Okay, so talking a little bit about the webinars, like I said, we've executed two webinars so far. So one focusing on strategy and sales, okay, the other one on project portfolio and resources, okay, and the third one today on service management. So focusing on managing contracts and services, managing assets, and also the operational management in terms of managing incidents, support requests, change requests, okay, and service level management. So talking a little bit about our product. So our product consists of a set of functionalities. So the solution that we have, the solution itself offers you several functionalities. So we use the Governance.Business solution to support our Start&Go offering. And this solution offers you several functionalities that you can use inside this Start&Go offering. Okay, so these functionalities like reports and dashboards in order for you to analyze all the data, monitor all your processes, give you graphical views, okay, that you can aggregate information, valuable information for your profile, drill down then into the details to understand everything that is being done, okay. Then the reports part, which also offers you the possibility to extract reports in a PDF, PowerPoint, Excel, Word, so different formats in terms of getting data out of the solution and eventually then distribute those reports through other persons, to other persons. Then the resource capacity management, so essentially everything in terms of managing the capacity of your resources, managing the allocation of your resources and the different work items that they are working on, and also understanding how those resources are really being used, okay, based on the timesheets that we gather from each of the resources, based on the time management features that we have inside the solution. And the project management part allows you to plan and execute a project inside the solution, making sure that you track, that you plan and track resources, that you plan and track costs, plan and track benefits, that you also have all your activity plan in place, okay, with a synchronization if you'd like to use it with Microsoft Project, okay, to import and export from Microsoft Project, okay. Then the other one, the also manage risks, manage issues, scope changes, baselines, status reports. So all the things that you will need in order to execute a project, plan and execute a project in the right way. And also on top of that, all the monitoring in terms of all the dashboards to make sure that you manage all the status of the processes and so on. Okay. Then program management, to manage strategic programs inside the organization, to make sure that you have all of those strategic programs, and then all the projects and sub-programs that are related to that program, controlling then the financials in terms of costs and benefits, the resources, the value that is provided throughout the whole program. So having a full control from a strategic perspective, okay, but then having all the ability to see all the details and all the information on each of the projects or initiatives or things that are, let's say, supporting that strategic program. Okay, then we also have the task management part, okay, which allows you to track tasks, okay, any tasks that you might want. So you can have a personal task list, a task list that you collaborate with other persons. So making sure that you keep track of all of those tasks, all of those collaborations with different persons, exchanging files, exchanging messages, having discussions in place. So many other things, okay, to make sure that that collaboration occurs. Then the financial management part, controlling everything related to costs and benefits through a financial plan within a timeline, okay, and that associated with the different things that we've seen throughout the different webinars, okay, in terms of organization, financials, or strategy financials, so business goals or portfolios, or then today we will see that on the contracts or on the services, okay, mainly related to the service management part. Then we have two other pieces, the knowledge base that we offer inside the solution to make sure that we have all the articles in place, that we can keep all that knowledge inside the organization in one single place, accessible for the right users, for the right profiles, and also searchable. Okay, so you can basically offer your users and resources with all the information that you want to spread out. Okay, then the document management part, so a document management solution that your organization can adopt and offers you the possibility to manage all your personal documents or the documents that you want to share with the other persons, stored in different folders, making sure that you manage all the permissions properly, that you can also keep all the versions of those documents, and that you can search inside each of those documents. Okay. On the other hand, this document management solution is also used inside each of the processes that you have inside the solution, with all of these features, making sure that you can have all the folders in place with the folders that you would like, the folder structure that you would like to apply, that you have also the permissions in place, and essentially all the version control inside each of those processes. So this is basically some of the features that we offer inside Governance.Business. And then on top of our solution, what we've done was to have a full configuration, okay, of best practices approach, okay, to manage an end-to-end or to offer support for you to manage the organization in an end-to-end perspective, okay, which we have been discussing, let's say, during the last webinars. In this case, talking about the different processes and process areas, we have basically the strategic part, which allows us to establish and monitor the execution of your business plans for your different organizations, or then define the goals that you have cross organizations, okay, and that you would like to manage and eventually see all the financials that you have there in place, or the benefits that you want to try to accomplish, monitor that execution. So giving you these pieces at the strategic level, so you can plan and monitor that plan on that level. But then all of that information, all of the things that you are monitoring inside come from the other places, the other areas that we have underneath, which is the sales management part, allowing you to manage your sales pipeline, your customers, your leads, your opportunities, your partners. Okay, the portfolio management, focusing mostly on strategic initiatives, on ideas, on execution of projects, of programs, on maintaining strategic assets, managing all of that in a portfolio. Okay, or then the last part that we will see today, which is more related to the operational perspective. Okay, focusing essentially on managing contracts, services, the assets that you have throughout the organization, or then mostly the operational processes in terms of managing incidents, managing problems, service requests, requests for changes, and so on. Okay, so today we will be focusing mostly on this, or basically on this service management perspective. Okay, what we will do in terms of a demonstration is we will start by creating incidents, for example, seeing how those things are taken care by the different persons, seeing the different interactions, okay? And then we will go to a service management profile, okay? And look more into the status of the services, into managing the contracts, or understanding all the assets that we have in place, okay? So we will jump then into the demonstration, okay? So we will basically go into our Governance.Business Start&Go offering demonstration. You can also access this demonstration and this screen, okay, throughout our website, so Governance.Business. And in that case, you will have a similar page with the live demo, okay, which allows you to choose the different domains and then choose which profiles you want to use in order to explore that domain. Okay, so today we will be focusing mostly on this service management part, and in here we have several profiles that are involved in the different parts of the process. So today we will be basically creating tickets with an external user, so with this Billy Montes, okay, and then seeing how help desk takes care of those tickets and what kind of information they have in there, what kind of things they have there in order to do prioritization and so on, okay? And then we will jump into the service management part, which allows you to see more a high-level perspective in controlling contracts, assets, services, and so on, okay? So once you enter in the solution with a user, okay, so the solution will present you with dashboards, okay, that are that show you important information for your user, okay, from an analytical perspective. So from basically an analysis and monitoring on the things that are important for your whole, for your person, okay. So in this case, for this user that is mostly focused on opening tickets because he has problems, so it's basically an end user, okay, which has access to a certain assets and basically can have incidents or can ask for changes, okay, on his service, on the services that are being offered, okay. So in this case, we will start by opening an incident with this user, okay. So for that, what we will do is go to our menu here on the left, okay, which we will open, okay. Here you can also find all the incidents and so on, so all the information on the things that he has opened and the status of those things, okay. But here we are focusing more on, I want to open a ticket. I have a problem with my PC and I want to open a ticket. So I can go here to service catalog, service support, okay, and then create an incident. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to say I have a problem with my PC. It's overheating, and it shuts down. Okay, and then I'm going to choose the service or asset. So in this case, I'm going to choose the laptop that is assigned to him. Okay, and then I'm going to identify the type of category associated with this type of asset. So in this case, I'm going to say it seems to be a hardware problem. Then I can describe the problem, including files, for example, including screenshots. So whatever I need to put in order to identify the problem and give more information to the person that is going to take care of this. Then I'm going to choose the impact, because if it's only this type of asset, okay, it's only a single user, but if it was a service or an application or something else, then it could be for multiple users, site departments, enterprises, and so on. So then I'm going to say it's for a single user and what kind of urgency. So it's a total loss of service. So essentially I can't use the PC, so I have a really big problem with it. Okay. So in that case, I'm ready then, or when it was started. So the impact started. So let's say the impact has started on the 23rd, okay, at 3 p.m. Okay. So then I have identified the date, the time, okay, and now I'm ready to create it. So once we create the ticket, okay, this starts essentially a workflow, a process, okay, in order to solve that ticket. Okay, so the first thing is right now the ticket is submitted, so we can still see the information and any type of information that is put in by the different persons that will get involved in the ticket. So we have visibility over that. Okay, we can also search the knowledge base for similar things, see if there are similar things with this kind of problem. Okay. We can also then say, oh, but I forgot and I have something else that I want to add in this ticket. I can always create more comments, so create a new note. Okay, I forgot to mention that the AC is doing a lot of noise. It's not the AC noise. It's not the AC, it's the vent, but okay, it's the same. So let's then save it, and then I've basically added also a comment, okay, that would be useful for whoever is going to take this ticket. Okay, then other things, I can basically also add documents, okay, so add more information in terms of documents that we need to put in, okay, or then the other part is the part of the links, okay, which is seeing, okay, possible tickets with the same asset that I have reported or the same category, see if this is basically happening in other places with other users and so on. And then looking at the process itself, understanding the process that we have designed, okay, in order to make sure that we track all the things that need to get done in order to solve this incident. So currently, the requester has created it, then we go to an internal, so it depends on the team that is assigned, okay, based on this asset and the combination of the priority and so on, okay. So after that, so in this case, it's going to be the help desk, okay. So if I want to check really who has the rights and who should take care of this, I see that it's going to be help desk, which consists of these users. Okay, so I have the visibility on who needs to do this step. Then the other one is if he picks it up, then it's going to be in progress. Okay, and then on progress we can have different things, and we will basically we'll basically go and iterate throughout this process to show you the different steps and different things. In this case, I can view all the information on the incident, and then basically make sure that from an end user perspective, I can monitor it properly. Okay. Then looking at at another perspective, which is the help desk. So let's go in as the help desk. Okay. so this Harley Duke. And once we get into the tool, okay, we will land into a page which is basically showing us, okay, the different new requests that were created. So we have 3 other requests, okay, that were created. So 2 of them have already exceeded the SLA, okay, of the initial response time. Okay, another one, we need to make sure that we take care of that until tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Okay, and this one still doesn't have the SLA. Okay, it's going to be calculated, okay, in order to give us the indication of when we need to take care of that. Okay, then if I want to pick up one of the incidents, okay, then I can just get it from the list, okay, and I can then go into the different details and understand all the details that I have, okay, on this incident, okay, making sure that I can track everything that the user has put in there, okay, seeing the classification, seeing the different things, okay. So in this case, I can also see the message that was put in, okay, by the user. So I forgot to mention. So I have the access to this information, okay. Also the search on the database, controlling on the SLAs. So here I can see that I have basically a target date to solve this until the 24th of July, okay, at 11:20, okay. Then the current time that we have already taken is 5 minutes, okay, and the threshold is 4 hours. So we still have plenty of time to make sure that we do it properly, okay. So then the other things is, because of this type of incident on this asset, on an asset of this type, we can already propose actions that we need to do from a help desk perspective in order to make sure that we have a solution path, okay, to diagnose, to have diagnosis on the diagnostics on the computer, or to validate the information. So we can, from a service management perspective, already based on the asset types or in different other categorizations, okay, have already actions that are proposed, that are that need to happen, and then offer the help desk already a path to solve it, okay. So if we want also to see the information on the workflow, okay, we can see that we currently are in this step, okay. So we need to pull in this incident to us, saying that I'm going to take care of that, okay. So in that case, I'm going to take an action and saying, okay, I want to pull it from me, so I want to assign it, okay. And once we assign it, what will happen is we will pass to this step that currently we are in progress, okay. So in progress means that we are assigned to the problem, okay, to this incident. We are actively trying to have a solution. So the assigned groups are help desk, users Harley Duke, okay. We now have possibilities to propose solutions and so on, okay. And then the other one is seeing then the other part of the information. So seeing the different object tasks, the different things on the message center and so on, okay. So on the process diagram, we can see that from this in progress step, we can go to several places. We can say, no, we need to ask more information from the client. We will say that, no, this is really not an incident. This is a support request or a change. So we need to reclassify it, okay? Or then we can solve it and say, okay, it is resolved, okay? Or then we say, no, to solve this incident, we need to do a change, okay? And then based on that change, we will have the ability to solve the incident. Or then the incident is really under resolution by a third party, which we have no control. So we want to make sure that the SLA stops, okay, in terms of the resolution SLA, okay, and then going to the third party, okay. So the other thing is controlling the SLA. So one thing is the SLA that we have okay, for the initial response time, that in this case is no longer active, okay, and it wasn't breached, so we complied with SLA and having 7 minutes, okay, that on a threshold of 4 hours. Okay, currently we have another one that is active, the resolution time, okay, which in this case we have 72 hours to solve the incident, okay, and essentially it's we currently have 2 minutes, okay, for solving the incident. One of the things to understand is that these hours aren't daily hours. So these hours are working hours. That's why it runs up to the 5th of August, okay? Because in the end, we are working with, in this case, we have attached a schedule of 8 hours, okay, per day, okay? And we have then 72 hours to solve, so we are going to hit then a different timeline, okay? So what I will do right now in terms of these incidents is saying, okay, but I don't have all the information. I don't have all the information here, okay, around this this issue. Let me check here the tasks. So I want to run diagnostics on the computer. So I'm going to ask the user to run these diagnostics and to give me some feedback. Okay, so I'm going to then just send it out to the user. So saying I want to pending requester. Okay, so these actions here are the actions that I have on the flow. So this pending third party. Okay, sorry, this pending requester. Okay, to send it back to the customer. Resolved to solve it. Reclassification to the reclassification, pending change or pending third party, or then escalation. So escalation to another team, to another technical team to try and solve it. Okay. These actions are basically the different possibilities we have here. So what we want to do is we want to say this is pending requester, okay? So in pending requester, we need to insert a comment. We need to say, okay, what kind of information do I need from the requester? So I need you to run the following diagnostics. Okay, 1X, 2Y, and so on, okay? And then continue. With that information, we've basically created, okay, we basically sent it back to the customer, okay? So currently it's pending client, okay? We have also, in terms of the service level agreements, currently we have 2 other SLAs that are active, okay? And 2 others that are currently inactive. So we've stopped the clock on the resolution time, okay? And we've already stopped the clock on the initial response time. But then we started 2 others, which is we have defined the maximum number of interactions where we can ask information from the customer. We can only go there 8 times, okay? And then we also have a threshold, okay, in terms of SLA for the client to send back his response, which is 80 hours, okay? So in this case, we want to just go, okay, and see the answer of the customer. So let's see this again from the customer perspective. How do I receive this information? What kind of things must I do? Okay, so going back to this Billy Montes, I will have then the possibility to see, okay, all the incidents that are open, okay, all the changes that are open. So seeing all of the information there, okay. In this case, I have here this, I have a problem with my PC, okay, that is currently pending requester, okay. So I can see that in here in this list and already do something there, okay. Or after I receive a notification, I can click in the notification and go to the right place, or then I can go to my workspace, okay, my actions, okay, and in this case, I see here, okay, that I have 2 incidents, in this case, pending my information, okay, and I need to act on them, okay. So I have several places to see this information from the dashboard perspective, from the my actions perspective, okay. I can see everything that that is pending on my on my on my hand. Okay, so then I want to go into this incident, and once I go into the incident, what I will see, okay, is basically the message center where I'm exchanging messages with the different persons, the help desk or any other person that is supporting me in solving this incident. So then I can see here what is being asked. Okay, so I need to run these diagnostics. Okay, and in this case, I'm going to run the diagnostics. Okay, I've done that. Okay, so please find okay, and then I'm going to include a file here. Okay, somewhere like this one, for example. Okay, and then save it. Okay, so here's my information with the attachments. Okay, and then I can take the saying, okay, I've already put in the information, I can complete it and send it back, okay, to the the technical person. Okay, I can always see all the other information, okay, around the incident, so I haven't lost the details of the incident as we have created it. Okay, but mainly we are just exchanging information at this level. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to complete it, send it back. Okay, and sending it back right now, it's again in progress. So it came back to the step in progress. Okay, we see here that it went through the pending client, and we can also see always the execution. So we started it at this point in time, at this date. Then we've assigned it, and who has done that was Harley Duke. Okay, then Harley Duke sent it to pending client, and Billy Montes took the action complete in pending client. So we keep all the history of what is being done. And we also keep a full audit log of changes to the process, changes to the information, and so on. Okay, so all of that is to make sure that everything is kept on track. Okay, then if we just go as the help desk, okay, we will have then the ability to see all the information that the user has sent over. Okay, so in these cases, we are not going to pick up any new requests. We are going to take care of the ones that we had a reply on. So again, we can see that through the dashboard. We can also see that through the My Action screen, which presents us all the actions that I can take, okay, on everything that is pending my user. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to enter then in here, in this, I have a problem with the laptop. Okay, looking at, for example, service level agreements, again, the resolution time is active. So we've activated again that SLA. So it's currently with a 6 minutes value. Okay. The number of interactions, it's only one. So, but it's still active until we solve it. It's going to be active. Okay. Because it's just a numeric number. If we go there again and again, we are going to increment it. Okay. We can also see then the messages that was sent by the user. Okay. By the way, we can also exchange information. We can also exchange information on the with the user. Okay, not through the portal, but by creating, for example, outbound emails where we are sending an email directly to the user, and the user is going to reply to that email, and then we are going to incorporate those emails in this message center. So we can also take care of requests like that, keeping all the information inside the solution without having the hassle of the user needs to go to the portal and answer things in the portal. No, it doesn't need to do that. It can interact also by email and making sure that we keep track on things. Okay, so in this case, we are going to analyze the data, going to download the file, analyze it, okay, and we are going to then say, okay, in this task, okay, run diagnostics of the computer, looking at this task and the things that we need to do in terms of description, start, power, so on. Okay, we have completed the task. Okay, yeah, the result wasn't what we expected. Okay, so we didn't sort out the problem. Okay, so let's pass to the next one. So the validate assignment. Okay, validate assignment. We will see. Okay, see if we still have support on the asset. So we need to look at the asset, see if everything is okay or not. Okay, okay. So everything is fine. So we don't have really a solution based on this. So we need to make sure that we solve it in another way. Okay. So then we start working on that. We just finalize the tasks. Okay. So all the tasks were completed. So this basically gave us nothing. Okay. So the tasks that were done. Okay. So we need to find something else. Okay. Once we find, let's say, a solution to the user, okay, we can basically point out the solution, saying, okay, this solution, we've solved it successfully, for example. Okay, this was done by changing, by calling support. Okay, so this was the solution that we've done, and then we can just say resolved. Okay. And then the user receives that information, so receives that the ticket was resolved with the solution. Okay. Right now, the SLAs that we have under control is essentially acceptance time that was initiated and the number of interactions. And we can check also the other ones that were defined and used along the process. Okay, so we have full visibility on the different SLAs that are in place, that were configured, that were defined for this type of processes, and that we want to make sure that we control. Okay, then in terms of the diagram, understanding the process and understanding what we've done so far. So we went from new to in progress, from in progress to pending client, back to in progress, and then we've given it as resolved. So right now the user needs to go in and say, okay, yeah, I agree with that. It was resolved, so we can close it. Or then a timer after a certain amount of time based on the SLA will close the ticket. Okay, but in this case, what we will do is we will go in as Billy Montes. Okay, and we could, let's say, see that we have that ticket in our hands. So again, my workspace, my actions, see this ticket that is in the status of resolved, and either we accept the resolution and say, okay, we can close it, or we say, no, no, we don't accept it, and it's going to be reopened. Okay, so essentially we can see all of that information. We can see the solution itself as it was given by the help desk. So seeing all of that information, making sure that all is there, okay, that we can have full visibility on that. Okay, so this is the type of interaction from an end user perspective with a help desk or with a technical team member that is solving a certain incident or is giving him a certain service based on what he has demanded, because essentially we've chosen to select to create an incident, but we could also request a change, saying that, okay, I want a change over my laptop, and what kind of change it is. Okay, I want to install possibly new software. Okay, and then I want to describe what kind of software I want to install, okay, and define some dates and so on. Or I can then say it's not over my laptop, this service is provided by, let's say, a certain contract, and then I have here other types of services. For example, request a new laptop or workstation, okay, create a new OS image. So different services that you as the user, the service manager, can define this type of services and what is being offered inside each of the contracts or service offers that you have defined inside the solution. So basically, you are defining what the user can choose in the end from the amount of things that are available to him. Okay, so that's the configuration that needs to be done by the service manager to define all of your services that you are providing. Okay, but then let's jump into a different profile. Okay, so let's jump into a service manager, okay, and see it from that perspective, what kind of things we control at that level, what kind of things we need to achieve. Okay, so going into a service manager perspective, okay, the first thing that we can see, or we have then several dashboards in order to monitor everything that we are controlling as a service manager. Okay, for example, in this case, this dashboard is focusing mostly on looking at assets. Okay, so we're looking at how assets are being provided throughout the company. So if they are being provided by our internal IT, or if they are attached to different contracts that we have with other providers. Okay, so we can see that most of the assets that we have, okay, are provided by IT, so are owned by us, and others are used essentially in certain contracts, okay, with other providers, so provided by the supplier Beta Saloin or other suppliers that are here, okay, in our organization, okay, or then looking at what kind of assets we have currently in the organization. So we have 158 laptops, 100 desktops, 20 workstations, and 10 POSs, point of sales. Okay, so in the end, we can look also at this type of control and drill down. For example, if I want to understand all the laptops, I just click it, okay, and I have access to the full list of laptops that is included there, and also all the information, who is the person that is using that laptop, okay, the status of the laptop, the model of the laptop, when it was placed in service, when it's expected to be retired, okay, where is the location of that laptop. So we can see everything, okay, all the information on the asset, and eventually go even inside the asset and understand much more information that is not reported in here, so many other details. Okay, but let's go back to our dashboard. So if we want to understand the most active models in terms of the assets, okay, so understanding not only per type but per model, okay, we can also have a count, for example, which tells us, okay, the number of desktops in combination with this model, okay, that are inside that we are using, and eventually, okay, just go into this type and have the list of all of that information, or then seeing how we are subscribing assets per time. So understanding all the assets that we have and how was the subscriptions made, okay, or then if the retired assets that we have, the assets that we have retired in our organization through time as well, okay, and understanding the subscriptions as well through time. So if we are subscribing many more assets, the kind of assets that we have in service. So we have then here the view to show us all of that information, okay, or then the assets that are going to be retired in the next 30 days based on the compliance date, okay, that on the retired date of the asset as it is configured. But if I wanted to access a certain asset, for example, so understanding the information that I have for an asset in particular. So let's go here into this laptop, okay, and then the kind of information we have is some asset details in terms of place in service, expected end of service, where it is located, the type of asset, the CI identifier, so the unique number, who are the owners currently, okay, the contract, if any, that is attached to it. So keeping all of the information in place, making sure that all of this data is managed properly and kept inside the organization, including any documentation that needs to be attached with this laptop, for example, the warranties or the contracts where these assets or when this asset was bought and so on. So understanding all of that information, making sure it's accessible, okay, by the different users that need to access that, okay. So going back into our dashboards, okay, looking or changing this to a different perspective. So getting into a perspective of contract management, for example, okay, I can go and look at my contracts. So the contracts that I have in place, either generic contracts to buy services, to buy something, or with a different provider that is providing us certain services or products. So having that type of contract, okay, which we can take a look, okay, and inside this type of contract, we will be able to see all the details of the contract, okay, so the contract category, the region, start dates, end dates, contract types, who are the contacts, financial information, also have a financial plan on that contract. So the amount of costs we are planning to have inside this contract, the amount of benefits that we are trying to get from the contract, okay, the team that is involved, okay, and also any other information, documentation, and so on surrounding that contract. And then monitoring essentially the summary of that contract in terms of looking at cost, benefits, looking at financial figures, resources, okay, that are planned and how they are really being used, okay, so the actual effort, or even then not looking at the period of time, but looking per resource, okay. So different ways of analyzing the data that we have at this level, making sure that we keep track of everything, okay. So the other thing is service contracts, which are basically focused on things more related to providing a service or a service offer that is being provided either internally or either by a certain provider, okay. So here we are going to look at two of them. So one that is internal and one that is being provided by somebody else, okay. So looking at this contract, we then inside the contract, we have a different perspective. It's not just that perspective of financial information, which we still have, so contract summary and approvals, but then we are also focusing on the service that is being provided inside this contract, looking at all the incidents, support requests, problems, changes, and so on, okay, that are connected to this contract through the services that we are offering or assets that we are maintaining inside this contract. So in this case, we can then see critical SLAs, so breaches to the SLAs, or from a graphical view, what kind of breaches are we talking about? So pending client time, resolution time, and then on the different parts. So is this only on support requests or incidents or requests for change? So we can basically look at the graphic in different ways. So the information in terms of incidents, so we have 9 incidents where we've breached the resolution time and 1 the initial time, okay, the support requests, okay, 7 that we've breached resolution time, or the request for change, the other things. So essentially we have that control and we can then drill down and see all of that information. Or then the SLAs split mostly per detail of each of the either incident, support requests, or so on that we see here on the left, but giving then a list of all of that information. So the support request, fabrication of coconut tree sprayer, okay, we have a breach on that, we can access it already in these details. And then seeing volumes. So understanding the volumes of things that are being opened and closed in a period of 15 days for incident supports or changes, or then seeing the number of open requests on the last 15 days. So seeing the work that is still open, okay, and that still we need to do something on that, okay. So these ones represent the new ones, okay, new ones and the ones that we close. This represents the ongoing work. So ongoing work, we have currently 9 and then 10 incidents, okay, that are still open, okay, that were open before even these 15 days because we don't see that there, okay. And also requests for change, and then the support requests. Then we can control basically all of this information, making sure, okay, that we understand that we have 25 things inside this contract that we are closing and that we should focus on that. And then we can drill down and understand the information, okay. But inside a contract of this type, we can also have assets. So one thing is controlling the service in terms of SLAs, in terms of incidents, support requests, problems, and so on and so forth. Another thing is controlling, okay, all the assets that are being provided by this contract. And then we are focusing on what type of assets are included in this contract. So 100 desktops, 112 laptops, points of sale workstations, okay, having a warning of assets that are going to be retired on the next 13 days, okay, or then a full list of all the assets, okay, that are attached to this contract and that we can control who has it, okay, when it was assigned, the type, the model, and so on. So having all of that information visible to the contract, to the contract manager to make sure that he can track all of that and then doesn't need to search around for the data. Okay. But then looking at the details, okay, and these details are a little bit different, okay, for the contract. So we have, let's say, a common branch in terms of general information, the contacts themselves, but then we have also the services. What kind of service offers are we providing inside this contract? Okay, so we provide support and incidents, hardware services, software services. Okay, this is the service level target assigned to this contract based on the service level agreement that we have attached. Okay, and then it means all the incidents, support requests, and so on will use this silver service level target agreement, sorry, to track all the incidents to make sure that we have the appropriate levels in place. Okay, or then the other things is controlling any agreements, okay, based on everything that we have attached to this contract. Okay, so we can see the different KPIs and SLAs, okay, that we need to control. So number of subscribed assets, number of closed support requests, number of open incidents. So we can see essentially everything, okay, that we are doing from an SLA perspective that we need to control. We can also see not only the active ones, but also the ones that are breached, for example. So see if we have anything that is breached, okay? So in this case, no. Okay, also see all the financials, okay, seeing if we have financials attached to this one. We saw that also on the other type of contract, okay, or even the team that is working, the internal team that is working on this contract, to make sure that we can track all of that, okay. If we look at the other type of asset, the other type of contract, which essentially shows me, okay, the information on a certain contract that I have established with a provider, okay? So it's the same type of contract, but in this case, it's basically done by a provider. So here I'm controlling that contract that is being executed by somebody else, okay? And I'm basically making sure that I keep track of the quality, okay, in terms of that service. So all the SLAs in place, all the incidents that are being opened. So everything related to that provider. So in that case, all the details will point out, okay, which kind of provider, so the customer or provider that is working on this, so giving me all of those details, okay. So getting out of this, and as the last things that I want to show you from a service manager perspective, okay, I want to go into the different dashboards and look at we've seen basically the information either inside the contract or even the assets themselves. We saw that information mostly there, but let's see aggregated views, okay, on how things are being executed inside the organization, not really segmented by customer. So we can see that by looking at the operations overview dashboard, for example, okay, where we can see information like how many incidents are open or in progress or in the different stages, okay, of resolution or support requests or changes, okay, or then the teams that are assigned, who is taking care of things, okay, so either help desk or all the technical teams, so we can understand everything that is being done, okay, this for the different types, okay, of requests, so requests for change, incidents, changes, and so on, okay, or then we can also see the full thing in terms of the operational status, okay, for all the things that we have done, that we see, and completely across the different contracts and services, provide one single view that allows me to see the overall results, okay, of my operation. So SLA breaches, the critical SLAs, the incidents on the last 15 days, and the support requests on the last 15 days, okay, or then number of open requests on the last 15 days. Essentially here, okay, this is what I wanted to show you from this perspective. So controlling the contracts in place, controlling the assets, everything that we are doing, making sure that that we can monitor at any different level and access the details. Also show you the interactions from an end user perspective, how we can demand or create incidents and demand new things, okay, from from the organization, those interactions between the end user and the different teams. So showing you all of this information, so for you to realize how you can do and manage your services here, your contracts, your assets, and also all of these requests, okay, for your end users, interactions through email if you want to, or then making sure that they come to the portal and just use the portal, have access to all of this information, okay, or even interact that with their mobile. So all of this is available inside the Start and Go package, okay, all of these processes to make sure that you can have all the benefits by using all of them. So this is basically the end of our series, okay, in order to show you our solution, Governance.Business Start and Go, and everything that is included in it, okay. Please, if you have time, just go to our website, look at all the information we have there, seeing how you can benefit, okay, from using this new solution, this new offering of Governance.Business Start and Go, and also if you'd like an initiate a trial, okay, for 15 days, okay, exploring the solution by yourself, okay, with your own data, and seeing what the kind of value that you can realize from it, okay. So I hope you have enjoyed the 3 webinars that we have executed. I hope that you like what we have offered, or what we are offering in the market with our Governance.Business Start and Go. And I hope to see you in new webinars that we will be running, okay, from time to time, showing you new functionalities on the solution, new versions, new processes, and so on. So thank you very much for attending. Thank you very much for attending this series, okay, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.